And now to discuss the latest twist and turn of President Donald Trump's tariff policies, I'm being joined by Sital Kalantry, Professor of Law at Seattle University. Sital, welcome to India Today Global.
Thank you so much.
My first question to you, Sital. The Supreme Court just killed the old EPA tariffs. President Donald Trump switched to Section 122 and slapped a new global tariff system starting today. But there is still confusion, and the official documents say it's 10%, but President Donald Trump talked about 15%. So how much does flip-flop, hurt American credibility when they are negotiating a trade deal, especially with partners like India? And legally, does this new move hold up, or we are heading towards another big court fight between White House and the judges?
One thing that's predictable about our policies is that they're unpredictable. I think President Trump's statement of 15% clearly didn't come through in the actual policies. So I think we ought to now go with the 10% number of Section 122 taxes. Mm-hmm. Your second question is, are we in for another court battle? On some issues we are, and other issues less likely. So Section 122 clearly does give the president authority to impose up to 15% global tariff without congressional approval, yet he has 150 days for that blank check. So in 150 days, if Congress does not act to authorize his tariff under 122, it will expire.
But Sital, President Donald Trump said that he doesn't require a congressional approval. And in fact, if you see, he is insisting that, and in fact, you see his language, that he's in fact threatening other countries that dare you mess with these, the Supreme Court ruling, or dare you mess with the tariffs.
That is true with respect to some provisions. So take, for example, Section 232 under a different trade act that allows the president with an investigation through the Commerce Department to impose up to 50% tariffs even on goods that are viewed to be threatening of national security. So in some cases, yes, he doesn't need congressional approval, but in under other sections, he absolutely does.
From India's point of view, it looks like good because most exports now face just 10% instead of the much higher targeted duties. Does that give New Delhi a stronger card to play in the bilateral trade talks, or is this only a temporary nature of these tariffs still a headache? And for India, this looks a positive news. How India should perceive this thing, and how will it pan out in the bilateral trade negotiation between India and the United States?
Well, initially on April 2nd of last year, he imposed 26% tariff, as you know, on India, and that the Supreme Court ruled was not in line with the statute. So that got invalidated with the US Supreme Court decision, but now that's replaced with this 10% temporarily for 150 days. So overall, what is good news for India actually is the delay in the trade negotiations, because for some countries, they've already signed a bilateral trade deal that have tariffs higher than 10%. So currently, it's an interim deal, and if India has to tread lightly, of course, because as I said, Trump has other tools that he could use should he not appreciate that India is trying to significantly change what was agreed to. But clearly, this gives India more leverage. But as I have felt, India should cautiously take this leverage and move forward with.
So you would advise India, wait and watch.
Definitely a wait and watch. They've already delayed their new negotiations. I think overall this is good news for India.
Thank you very much, Sital, for sharing these thoughts and perspective on the tariff and President Donald Trump's policies. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Pranay.